We are very proud to be here to start the seminar with you. It's going now hard work for 3 days. We have prepared today some presentations so that you get acquainted with the subject, and then we will form some working groups, and there will also be some exercises. So I think you will get some ideas about the project idea. The project is on validation and non-formal and informal learning, and that's important because nowadays people don't only learn at schools or in the normal state government system, state educational system. We learn in non-formal ways, we learn in informal ways, in working places and so on. And it's necessary to validate this knowledge to be recognized in the academic sphere, and also for exchange in international studies and jobs. So I hope we will have a nice session these 3 days, and please feel free to ask. We will start and we would like to activate you. I think that's the main point of this kind of a seminar, that we get in touch to each other, that we talk to each other, that it's also necessary to learn for us about your applications. We will have some kind of a reflective report where we will ask you, how would you apply all the things you have learned to your own situation, to your own university, yeah? And so that would be some kind of thing you have to apply in your own situation, in your own context. Thank you so much.
Another good morning from me, and just to say really how delighted we are to be here. As you have seen, my name is David Major, and I'm from the University of Chester. Probably not going to say too much about myself or anybody else at this stage, because we're going to have an exercise where we're going to get to know each other, and so that can wait until then. But we are delighted to be here in Rostov, and we do welcome you all very warmly to this EU project, as Peter has said, on the validation of non-formal and informal learning. We represent 3 European universities, one from the UK, one from Austria, and one from Germany. Yesterday we had colleagues from France with us as well. They're not taking part in this training session, but they are involved in the project, as are various other European partners. So it is quite a broad collection of interests that we represent, and it's our pleasure to be able to share some of our experiences with you all here. So I'm going to stop now and hand over to colleagues from Danube University, who, as you know, are leading on this project, and they're just going to introduce you to the University of Krems at Danube.
And I'm from Danube University, and also Peter, who already talked today, is also from the Danube University from Austria, and it is actually a university for further education. So our target group is mainly already professionals, so not really students directly after university or after school, but really people who are already on the job. And Peter and me, Peter is the head of the department, and I'm a researcher at the Department for Interactive Media and Educational Technologies. And so, well, that's for now everything from our side, and I would like to introduce you to Eva and Anita from the DUW in Berlin.
My name is Eva. I'm from the, Berlin Berlin University for Professional Studies. We have in German and English different names. Nobody knows why, but it's like that. So I don't know how it is at your universities or home universities. Just a few words to our university. We are quite a small university, a private university that works very much with blended learning. We work as the Danube University exclusively with people who have professional experience and who return to university but who study alongside their work. Well, so that means that we'll try to link theory and practice, academic knowledge and professional knowledge within our studies. That's just short from our side, but as we work with you for 3 days, and when we talk about validation and lifelong learning, this has very much to do with persons, so it's a personal thing. It's less actually about institutions, but more about personal learning path. We would like to share with you or to know from each other who is there, what are your interests, where are you from, what are your functions and what is your interest actually, so that we really get an idea from each other. We will do this exercise at the end, but knowing my colleagues, we will do the end because they try to speak very long, so I can stop them at that point, and it's more on your side. So what I would ask you in a first step, you get 3 cards. To put on the first card your name, I would recommend that we just talk to each other with our first name. I think it's easier for us because, well, our Russian is not so well at the moment. We work on that. But 1 card where you just write your name. The second where you write your function at the university. That means your perspective on the topic is a bit with that. And which also your university, because I guess you come from different universities, not everybody from the technical university. That's right. I see some nodding. And at last, what's your interest in the topic? Just to get an overview that helps us also when we work the next 3 days, including today, that we can work with that and see where we put the focus on in our program.
I am a Dean of the International Faculty at Dell State Technical University.
I'm a teacher of English from DSTU.
I'm a head of Department of Informatization at our university, and my major specializations are information technologies.
I work as a senior research fellow.
I'm here because I didn't know nothing about this stuff, and I like to become acquainted with all that, with these new things for me.
I would like to know something, new moments about validation, the methodological side, maybe. And my interests are methodology and didactica, most of all. So, as I teach English and Spanish, validation is a very important thing for language skill, because a lot of language skill we get communicating, not just learning. So, validation in this field is very important.
Yes, I'm Isabel, and I'm working for Danube University Krems, also short DUK. I'm a project manager and I'm a researcher. And well, my main interest, well, it's first of all also very personal, because I think myself I am a lifelong learner, and I really do hope that I can have all my knowledge also validated in the future. Knowledge that I didn't acquire just in university, but also outside, for example, within my job now as a researcher. And also I see with a lot of friends I have, a lot of students, that are still students actually, they're complaining a bit, because they know a lot, but they feel like it is not valued by university. For example, once an architecture student, a friend of mine, told me, well, he wanted to change something in his flat. And with his cousin, who is actually a construction worker, who didn't have any higher education, he was so surprised, because his cousin, who didn't have any higher education, he knew so much about what he's doing from the practical side, and he was so astonished and so impressed actually. And this is knowledge that also needs to be valued. And this could be an entry to some kind of also theoretical field, theoretical education. So this is kind of my personal interest into the validation of non-formal, informal learning, but also I have a very big interest in research in this area. And as I'm from the Department for Educational Technologies, I'm very interested how I can support lifelong learning with educational technologies. Read it somewhere. It means this is the topic of our workshop, actually, the validation of non-formal, informal learning. Well, and our plan is actually with our project to support Russian higher education to establish procedures that are fitting to their context, to help them to find their own methodology, their own procedure for validating non-formal and informal learning. And so that the one important step for us is therefore to have these train-the-trainer programs. So you can take the knowledge you get here to your universities too, and also teach the staff at your university. And we thought about having several learning outcomes for this course. So in the end of this course, you should know, or should be able to do actually, not just know, following things. The participants are able to explain the importance of VNIL for higher education on the background of societal change. Participants are able to distinguish between different learning perspectives and their relevance for accommodating non-formal and informal learning. Participants are able to enumerate different VNIL practices and their requirements, advantages and disadvantages. Participants are able to quantify and also assess learning, and participants, in the end, and it's very important, are able to compose a process for validating of informal and non-formal learning within their institution. And as already Peter pointed out, the reflective review has here a very important meaning, especially for this kind of learning outcome in the end. And there are several steps to become a VNIL expert within this program. First of all, and you did that step already, you looked into the prerequisites, that readings we put online. Second, and you also already did that, you are here. Afterwards, writing this reflective review. It is about 2,500 words, and the deadline would be at the 16th of December. We will give you feedback, and it's just important. Actually, the important thing is just what you think. What is important? Which obstacles are there if you would like to try to implement this kind of procedures at your institutions, or use it for your institutions. And afterwards, there will be a final conference from the project next year in October in Moscow. And at this point, there will be the chance to take the final test, the final exam. It will be a multiple choice test. But if you were here and listened, and you wrote your reflective review, this multiple choice test won't be any problem for you at all. You don't have to worry. Also for the reflective review, if you are here and if you're listening and we're working together, you will already know what to write. And at this very last final seminar, you will get the international certificate, and you're officially a VNIL expert in Russia. And you will get all the information how you can reuse this training at your institutions, because we want to make it sustainable. We want this program for you to use at your institutions.